What's happening, people? Back with another reaction, back with some very sad news, and I'm guessing some of you already know this. And indeed, thank you to Michaela for providing the Bonnie Tyler CD, which kicked off my deep dive, as well as to Adam, who shared another greatest hits compilation. But yes, as many of you probably know, Bonnie Tyler has in fact passed away, which is especially sad because knowing she was going through a very serious health issue and had been in a coma, but then there was an update, I think a week or two ago, that was, she was still going to have a long uphill battle, but that there was some measure of improvement, to then hear that there was an unexpected turn for the worst and she has passed away is very heartbreaking, and ultimately the musical world has lost one of the most incredible voices. People who've been following my deep dive since I began going through Bonnie songs with that very best of CD will be aware. I knew she had a crazy voice. I knew she was a very powerful singer in the handful of songs, the 2 or 3 songs of hers I knew going back years. But it's only through this deep dive that I've come to realize just how insanely powerful her voice was, with the scratch and the rasp, and learning the story behind that, how she had work on her vocal cords and the resulting sound of her voice, which in some ways became sort of her calling card. So yes, I still, compared to a lot of folks, am in a stage of learning more about the career that was always there. And again, I imagine a number of you will have been following her songs and her discography for a lot longer. But yes, it has been my distinct pleasure to learn more about her music, to hear more of her songs, and it is so sad and unfortunate that she is no longer alive, and we can only celebrate the legacy she has left behind. So that's what I'm here to do on learning this unfortunate news, which again, thank you to Michaela for passing along that tragic update. But yes, ultimately there's one tune left in this second greatest hits compilation we've been going through, and this won't be the end of the deep dive. One way or another I'll find more material and see if I can go through some proper albums and so on. In any case, the last track in this second greatest hits album I've been going through is Tired Tracks and Broken Hearts. Is that the exact phrase? Make sure I'm getting this right. Yes, Tired Tracks and Broken Hearts. So yeah, there's a bit of poetry to it. Obviously, Tired Tracks, the idea of a vehicle that is there no more, but which left so quickly as to leave behind a trail. And then Broken Hearts, that is itself the remainder, the remaining artifact of some event or even departure that has already taken place. So there's a bit of symmetry, even if, at first glance, you might not associate a tire track with a broken heart. But it certainly is the kind of phrase that suggests a story, and seemingly one in which most of the chapters have already been written, though perhaps, there'll be a suggestion of what may come next or what could happen next. So either way, R.I.P. to Bonnie Tyler. Let's listen to another one of her songs. This is Tired Tracks and Broken Hearts, the final tune on this Bonnie Tyler Greatest Hits album we've been going through.
Another aimless day, another useless night. I want peroxide hair, I want some neon light. I got a new life waiting, I can't wait to begin it. The thing that gets me down, being young in this town, is there's no future in it. How the blue Corvette, If there's a slower death than living here and now, they haven't found it yet. I need a man who knows what I am really worth. And I don't give a damn about life after death, but I gotta get some proof that there's a life after birth. Tired tracks and broken hearts, that's all we're leaving behind. Doesn't matter what we're losing, only matters what we're going to find. Tired tracks and broken hearts, let's get away from the past. So many ways to stay hungry, baby. So many ways to go fast. I wanna push out the rock. I want some satin sheets. Give me some real rich food. I want some saturated sweets. I want you by my side. You'll be on my own. I don't know what I won't have the time, but I know that I don't want to spend another minute alone. Tired tracks and broken hearts, that's all we're leaving behind. It doesn't matter what we lose, it only matters what we're going to find. Tired tracks and broken hearts, let's get away from the past. So many ways to stay hungry, baby. So many ways to go fast. Those good girls never know what they're missing, but us bad girls almost always do. And what we're missing most are the real good times. I want 'em bad and I want 'em now. I was born going faster than the limits allow. I want it bad and I want it now. We were born going faster than the limits allow. Faster than the limits allow. Right here, right now. Tired tracks and broken hearts, that's all we're leaving behind. It doesn't matter what we lose, it only matters what we're going to find. Tired tracks and broken hearts, let's get away from the past. So many ways to stay hungry, baby. So many ways to go fast. I wanna show you what I want you to do, where and when and how. I want it bad and I want it now. We were born going faster than the limits allow. I wanna show you what I want you to do, where and when and how. I want it bad and I want it now. We were born going faster than the limits allow. Tired tracks and broken hearts, that's all we're leaving behind. It doesn't matter what we lose, it only matters what we're going to find. Tired tracks and broken hearts, let's get away from the past. So many ways to stay hungry, baby. So many ways to go fast.
Wow. That's an insanely good tune. I feel like that's on the level of the most energetic and impactful tunes I've heard from her, which is to say, she does ballads very well. She does, as I've come to learn, sort of like country and folk style tunes very well. But when she gets into that fiery, energetic mode, which again, Holding Out for a Hero, or the more intense parts of Total Eclipse of the Heart, I think that's when she's at her most awe-inspiring, and she absolutely brings that fire here. And I love the sonics of the tune. It definitely has a drive to it and a frenetic energy to it. And obviously a wicked saxophone part, but some great guitar too. So a very epic song. I think that's the best way to describe this one. Epic in the vocals, in the lyrics to the degree I caught them, in the different instrument sonics and just the overall feel of the tune. So yeah, and given some of the lines that I heard, it feels like the perfect kind of song to hear now, celebrating her life and commemorating her passing. So again, RIP to Bonnie, and let's continue to talk about her music. But again, the idea of not worrying about what you're losing, but instead looking ahead to what you're going to find is a line that I think is philosophically very compelling. And then, here, the idea that we can't do anything about her passing, but we can find more enjoyment and discussions, and for me, exploration of her music and her singing. And again, the idea that, she lived faster, than the limits allowed from the moment she was born, and the way that she read these lines about what they're leaving behind, the broken hearts and the tire tracks, which I don't know, like it sounded, and I'm not quite sure exactly what the narrative here is, but that, she wants what she wants. She wants a man. She wants someone who's going to know how valuable she is. And, she's going to keep going until she finds it. And maybe, keep going beyond that. And it sounds like maybe she's got, like, women who are coming with her. So, yeah, I'm not sure exactly, the dynamics of the story. But in terms of general conceptual ideas, it does feel like she's going to keep going and, keep trying to satisfy this urge and, what her heart wants. And she's not going to be focused on the past. She's going to keep looking forward, not worry about the heartbreak she's had or what she's lost, but what she might find next. So there's like a inherent optimism and hope in it, even as it is, again, a bit fiery and a bit like, hey, whatever happens, whatever gets broken, I'm going to keep going. So yeah, there's a sense of persistence to it. And again, just love the saxophone work, love her fiery vocals. I think there's some male vocals in there that came in. I enjoyed that one section where it got very stripped down, and there was this very, like, syllabic, pulsing, frenetic type of sound. I don't even know what it was. I don't know if it was like a drum or if it was like a bass line that was very rapid, but I love the bracing and sort of, energetic feel of that sonic component. So a really cool tune, a great one to hear, number one, at the end of a compilation like this. Number two, as it hit me right now, I feel like this was sort of the perfect song. Now again, any one of her huge hits, like, I think would be great to listen to right now, and I think, when I'm processing videos later, I'm probably going to listen to some choice tracks from the very best of, and just, sort of let that wash over me. But in terms of listening to one right now that I hadn't heard before, this was like the perfect song. So once again, RIP to Bonnie Tyler, condolences to her family and friends and close people in her life, and also, of course, to her fans, especially the longtime fans. And let's keep talking about her music. As I said, I will find a way to continue this deep dive. So this is not the end of the Bonnie journey, and this is not the end of people talking about her music. So long live her music, RIP to Bonnie, and I will see you next time. Peace.